Yes, everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson, and this is 5 things that we learned watching Manchester United dominate Aston Villa. In at number 1, then, Champions League is now secured. After the chaos of needing to avoid a defeat against Leicester on the last day of the season last season, is a bit more comfortable this season and this time around for United. A 3-1 win at Villa, followed by Everton's 1-0 win at West Ham, has guaranteed United a top 4 finish this season. And that's our second consecutive top 4 finish for the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson has retired. Tangible progress has been made, especially amidst the chaos of how this season has been. Dealing with a pandemic, dealing with a truncated preseason, dealing with the longest season last year that anyone had to deal with, which obviously impacted the break in between and obviously affected when and where our preseason could start. Yesterday's win was the 10th time that Manchester United had come from behind to win in the Premier League this season, levelling Newcastle's record for the number of wins in a single campaign coming from behind. We realistically just need 3 points from our last 4 games to secure second as well, which is doable, if not difficult, because of the circumstances and the frequency of the games that we now have to play. But hopefully, the Europa League, as well as second place, is going to be something that United are celebrating this season. And the countless records that we've smashed in a positive sense. For the first time, really, it felt like there was so many records was tumbling, especially under that first season under David Moyes. It was just record after record seemed to go away. Well, now record after record are seemingly getting made by Manchester United this season, and they're all positive ones. And I think if we do manage to lift the Europa League and come second, this season has to go down as the most successful season. And I don't even think it's up for debate since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Number 2, Cavani is class. United snuffed at signing Edinson Cavani, and I think I'd said myself, I don't want him to come for a retirement. I don't think him coming to just have a bit of a payday before he pisses off to America or to go and play in South America is what I want. However, he's come in and he's been absolutely sensational. Now, I did believe there was a chance. I mean, I found a text message from myself and Ben from 3 years ago where he was slagging Cavani off and he's like, I can't believe you rate him. I did rate him. I certainly rated him when he was playing in Italy. I certainly rated him to a certain degree when he was playing in Paris. But you never really know how those numbers are going to translate once you get over 30 and once you get into the Premier League. Typically, Zlatan is an exception to this, don't usually score more goals beyond 30 than they have up until they're 30. Now, you can go, right, well, okay, he had some absolutely outrageous scoring seasons in Paris, so he's probably not going to match those. He's not, no, but when you think about the level of difficulty, going to the most difficult league you could go to in your 30s, for a team that isn't flying in Manchester United, was a brave decision from Cavani, and it clearly been paid off. I think Cavani has probably surpassed the performance level that we saw from Zlatan. I don't know if the total impact can be measured just yet in terms of Cavani versus Zlatan, but I think in terms of the product that we've seen on the pitch from that player, I think Cavani has surpassed what we saw from Zlatan in a United shirt. His movement, his positioning, it almost seems alien to United fans because we haven't had that movement from a number 9. We didn't have that movement from Zlatan. Zlatan would pull things out by just flexibility. Rather than just ridiculous movement. And ridiculous movement is exactly what Cavani offers to us. We haven't had a number 9 doing that sort of movement in I don't even know how long. His movement might have even been better than Robin Van Persie's. I don't think his finishing is quite the level of Robin Van Persie's, but his movement, seemingly, unless I'm just misremembering and I'm completely starved by the lack of having someone like that. But it feels like his movement is a bit more dynamic. It's certainly better in the air. He's now been directly involved in 10 goals in his last 7 games, which is outstanding. He's got 8 goals and 2 assists in that time. His impact on the pitch is there for everyone to see. And as we heard a few weeks ago, he's also taken the likes of Mason Greenwood under his wing. And I think that you're seeing other players look to him as the leader and the top professional that he is, and are probably taking a lot from that themselves. I'm absolutely delighted that United are seemingly, because that's the rumour, keeping this guy for another season, and I hope with all my heart it's true. Number 3, Mason Greenwood, record breaker. Now, Greenwood he obviously added to his tally with a brilliant strike. I would say it was world-class movement. He dragged Mings, he rolled him, and then he shot early, which he's known to do, with a brilliant finish to put it into the corner. It was a landmark goal for Greenwood. He's now the leading teenage goal scorer for Manchester United in the Premier League history with 16 goals. And he's just surpassed what Wayne Rooney got with 15 and Marcus Rashford's 13 goals. He also made his 100th Manchester United appearance in midweek. And at the age of 19, it's ridiculous that in itself. And he is now the club's best teenage goal scorer in the Premier League era. And there's been quite a few of them. Greenwood's been recognised by fellow professionals as one of the league's best finishers already, and I actually think it's only going to get better. I adore the fact that Cavani is taking him under his wing, and as we saw Thursday night, when it got a little bit heated, he was steaming straight in there to back his teammate, and obviously someone that I hear he's quite fond of. So if Greenwood, with the finishing capability that he's got, can develop some sort of a threat in the air, because there isn't one at the moment, if we're being honest with ourselves, but if he can learn off Edinson Cavani, one of the best to ever do it, then United have got, not only have we got the real prospects of Mason Greenwood, he might even make an impact on him in the next 3 to 6 months. Mason's someone who's committed. Mason's someone who is willing to learn, and what an opportunity it is for him. You know about how Cantona guided a lot of the class of '92 and how that's happened at numerous times at the club where people have looked up to another professional in the team. Edinson Cavani could be the catalyst for what Mason Greenwood does next, and that could be absolutely devastating because he's not bad already. Number 4, WAN-BISSAKA impressed. Now, Luke Shaw's got a lot of plaudits over the last few months, and I've even joined the train myself in the last few months because his performances have warranted it. Not quite what was being said about him earlier in the season, but he's definitely improved both attacking and defensively, and attacking in especially. He plays with a lot of confidence and a lot of intensity now, and he's earned the praise that he's got over the last few months and few weeks. He's putting in very consistent performances, and I'm delighted for him. Now, he started the game brilliantly yesterday against Villa, combining with both Pogba and Rashford down the left-hand side, and that's, I would love to see United switch to a midfield three so we could really have Pogba, Rashford and Shaw all flying down one side, and I think we'd be very, very dangerous in doing so. We need a world-class number 6 to do that. Now, Shaw's improvement has probably clouded over because it's been so drastic, because he was so bad last season. He was rightfully out of the team last season, but because it's been so dramatic, the change in Luke Shaw, people are forgetting that WAN-BISSAKA's improvement this season is almost as drastic. It's almost as drastic. I think people are less inclined to give WAN-BISSAKA the praise because he's a £50 million fullback and probably should have been a little bit better than what we got coming out of the gate, but he's improved tremendously. Yesterday against Villa, he had 100% take on completion, 91% pass accuracy, made 16 final third passes, 2 into the box, and he assisted Greenwood with the one chance that he created. He also made 8 ball recoveries, drew 3 fouls, made 2 interceptions and 2 blocks in what is a WAN-BISSAKA impressive performance. It's not been the greatest of seasons for WAN-BISSAKA, and at times he's frustrated. I think he's really suffered from the lack of a regular partner, the way Rashford and Shaw have been able to link up down the left-hand side. There isn't a right winger at the club, so we haven't really been able to do that with WAN-BISSAKA, but I thought yesterday was a very, very good showing from him, and he did well, so well done. In at number 5, let the carnage commence. Carnage in the form of 2 games against 2 teams that are battling for Champions League qualifications. Crucial for them, and we want to keep Liverpool in Europa League because that's minging, and it might also hinder their ability to attract talent over the summer, which is something that we always want. There could also be carnage off the field as well with the planned protests again at Old Trafford. And if you've not seen, Old Trafford is literally looking like a fortress at the moment, but not in the way that we would perhaps want. And it's a bit of a piss take that the only time the Glazers have spent money on the ground in the last 16 years is to defend it from its own fans. Leicester's visit to Old Trafford tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. There'll be a preview out for that game later on. Mental. Before Liverpool come to town, if the game's allowed to go ahead, 2 days after that on Thursday. Now, there's no doubt Solskjaer will have to rotate, and I think it'll most likely be for this Leicester game, because I think it'd be devastating to lose players now ahead of a European final, and that's potentially something that we might have to do without Harry Maguire. I hope he just says to Harry Maguire now, right, you're probably going to have a bit of a knock for a couple of weeks. I'll see you in time for the final. Don't even come into work. He would definitely benefit from the rest, and he's not going to lose match fitness in 2 weeks. So I think he would probably benefit from the rest. But can you afford to rest anybody else? I think this is why you have to go out and try and get maximum points in all the games, and no one ever wants to lose a game to Liverpool. We couldn't really afford any more injuries. If you lose Rashford properly, if you lose Bruno properly, if you lose Cavani properly, we're going to be in trouble. The fixture schedule is an absolute piss take, but it's a good job. The pressure of a top 4 finish is now kind of over. We can breathe out a little bit, we can relax a little bit, and I think it's now a case of, I'd like to finish second, but really now, top 4 finishes secured, I want to win the Europa League. The Europa League trophy, because football's about trophies at the end of the day, and that's what we need to be getting in. Look, if we beat Leicester and we beat Liverpool, we're like 4 points behind City with a couple of games to go. United need to win all the games to even have any sort of sniff of anything happening. And I don't really even want to entertain it, but, stranger things have happened, haven't they? Anyway, if you would like to see how the boys got on this weekend, Stretford Paddock FC did play our final group stage game. It was one of the best performances I've seen from us, but was it enough to take us through to the quarterfinals in the obviously prestigious Rhodes Cup? Check the link in the description or in the comments and come and check it out and see how we're doing and see how the club is getting on. But cheers for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.